Hi folks, I'm Sean McCormick and welcome to Lightroom Blog. This is Lightroom Tuesday, where it's Tuesday and we talk about Lightroom. And this one we're going to process a Bluebell Woods file that I shot earlier in the year. So I'm going to show you some tips about my processing style for this kind of thing, where I show how to change colours, how to make good use of shadows and highlights, dehaze, exposure, things like that. I'm going to do that using a Loupedeck. So Loupedeck will allow me to access different things that I want to change without having to jump through panels and do it in a tactile environment so that I can, access stuff really quickly. It's not a review with a Loupedeck, it's just me using the Loupedeck. You don't need to use a Loupedeck to do what I'm doing here, but I just happen to be using this particular tool. So let's get at it. So I'm going to start off and doing what I always do for the very first thing, which is I come the whole way down here just by scrolling down, but I've already got it set up, so I'm going to change this to Vivid. We can see it's made a massive difference straight away. So the next thing I'm going to do is I generally will pull down the highlights, and as you can see by twisting the knob, it's just literally started to operate inside the basic panel, and I will generally open up the shadows, which kind of expands the dynamic range. Generally what I'll do after that is I'll go to clarity. So there's a bit of clarity, which is really nice. There's a before and an after button as well here, so I'm just going to press the before after button. So we can see we've made a massive difference already by doing that. So the next thing I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for vibrance. And generally, because vibrance works on non-skin tone colors, I find that I can make it a bit blue. So I generally would, I will add saturation about the same amount when I'm dealing with a landscape. So that's making them really pop. Now, if we look at the colours in here, we can see that it's more abundantly greens and purples, but bluebells are technically blue. So I'm actually going to change the colour here. So by pressing the hue button on the Loupedeck, I'm actually going to go to blues. And by changing the hue, if we look there, we can see I can go for more of an aqua kind of a blue. So I can make the bluebells quite blue, or I can let them go the other way and make them go quite purple. So this is a choice I can make. And the noise you're hearing is the noise of me scrolling a little dial on the Loupedeck there. So I can actually choose to make them more purple or more blue. So in this case, I'm actually going to make them more blue. Being bluebells after all. And with the greens, as we see the greens here, the greens are actually probably more yellow than green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the yellows and I'm going to push the yellows towards green. Again, I'm using the Loupedeck for this, and as we can see, the leaves are becoming more green. Even though I'm not working on the green, I'm working on the yellow. It's just giving us a little bit more greenery. So I really like what's going on there. I have dehaze set up here as a custom knob. So if I turn up here, we're going to increase some dehaze. Dehaze will thicken up the blacks, and it also does increase the saturation as well. But what I find after I've used dehaze is I have to use exposure. So I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. And then looking at my histogram, I can see that I have some highlight clipping going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. I'm going to pull down the whites for a second a little bit. And as I feel the area where I'm working is up here, I'm actually going to go in for a crop. Just going to press the OR key for crop. I could just click on the rotate crop button as well. I'm just going to pull that in slightly that way. And press enter. And that will pull away some of the areas. There's still this area here that's clipped as well. So I'm just going to press Y to go before and after, or I can also press that before and after button on the Loupedeck. But what I'm going to do is now I'm going to press the backslash key. The backslash key, as you hold it, will go from the before to the after. So I've used the Loupedeck as well because it saved me jumping between panels, and you can see how quickly it's managed to allow me to edit this image. So that's just roughly how I would edit such an image, and the fact that I've done it with the Loupedeck as well, just to give you an idea of what's going on with that. So folks, if you like that, give me a thumbs up there please. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want to get a notification of a new video online. They will be online on Tuesdays for Lightroom and Friday for lighting, unboxings, gear, general stuff like that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So do come along for the ride. Subscribe if you haven't. I already did that stuff, didn't I?